Sup people, Base Brawler here, and I know I haven't made a video in a while, but this is just something that I feel like no one else is really talking about. I mean, people are talking about what's happening, but I don't think people understand why it's happening. So, I've seen on YouTube and different social media platforms where people are getting to really high ranks in PvP, or not really high ranks, but are getting a lot of rating points in PvP. If we go to the details right here, yes, I have it in Spanish because I'm trying to learn Spanish. But if we go to the details, right now for the top 5%, obviously the latter half or portion of the 5% tile have 11,901 rating points. Now, if we go down to obviously the 100%, so somebody who just never plays PvP and just plays this game to summon or something, they're at 0, okay? Everybody starts out at 0, so that's the minimum, okay? So then you go to the 5 percentile, like obviously the latter half, the lowest portion of the 5%, and that's 11,901. Now, in case you haven't noticed already, I've kind of been glossing over it because this is a big deal, and I want to really anticipate it. The number one player in Dragon Ball Legends right now has 88,009 rating points. Now, for those of you new players, brand spanking new, like post-anniversary, which that would just be crazy, but this may not seem abnormal. However, previously, I would see YouTubers in the past go for, top 1,000, and their rating points would be in, the 20Ks. They'd have 27,000 points, and they would be considered top 1,000. This means that the number one player has tripled that of the top 1,000 players. That's insane. Now, here's the main thing that people are trying to get at, and I don't even know if this is confirmed. This might just be up to 10,000. I'm not sure how this works entirely, but I'm just going to assume that's still a lot, assuming that much. But the thing is, right, people haven't really talked about the purpose of this. How is this person able to do that? Some people say this person has never seen or touched grass. I disagree. I think the reason why this is happening is the new ranking system. So if you guys don't know how the new ranking system works, basically, the game will try to give you an exact match to your rating points. However, there is a catch to that. There's leeway. No, that is not a Genshin Impact meme. Get out of here. If there's no player that has ranking points close to yours, they'll just match you up with a bot. So let's say, for example, I right now have 10,160 points. If nobody else has, probably I'd say 5 or 6 away from that, or within that, they're going to rank me up with a bot. They're going to match me up with a bot. And so I'll just get a free win. So what's happening, at least from my understanding, is the top one player has nobody to match him. Why? Because the game feels like, oh, we're just going to match this player with a bunch of bots because nobody else has rating points that are close to theirs. Now, is this a huge issue in the game? I argue yes, because this is a competitive game. This game claims to be competitive. I mean, these last 2 years, they've returned the Battle Hour for Legends where they do PvP tournaments and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would say overall this is a competitive game. Do I think this is the most skill-based competitive game? I hardly disagree. Because if you don't have the new characters at 14 stars and the best platinum equips on them, you're probably not going to win. Doesn't matter how good you are, because your combo's going to chip away a quarter of their health at best. However, this is kind of a big issue because those other players are like, oh, I spent so much money on the game and, you know, I should be winning because I'm paid to win. Well, the number one player doesn't match up against you because they have 88,000 points and you only have 50,000, for example. So how are you possibly going to be able to catch up with them? I personally, honestly, I don't really care. It's almost the end of the season. I only have 10,000. I mean, normally I would be upset about that if I really cared, but I kind of don't. I just want to do the best I can. But for those players out there that really care about the competitive aspect of this game, I would say wait for them to patch this because this is just ridiculous. 88,000 points. How? I know how, but some people might disagree. If you do, leave it in the comments. Maybe you have another explanation for it, but I don't know what other explanation there is. The new PvP system, this hasn't happened before. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day if you're not already having one, and goodbye.